A team of researchers from Brigham Young University have begun publishing research into toxic perfectionism.
We believe that we are gods in embryo. We teach that. We believe that because it's in the scriptures.
There are critics who say this sounds an awful lot like an investment bank and they're not paying taxes.
It's not an investment bank, it's the church's treasury.
Travis Wingoodsell. So I learned this morning that it was not the police chief who was responsible for failures of Sister Mendenhall, as she claimed. Nope, it's the actual police officers themselves who are the problem. They got the police chief fired. All banging on the mayor's door to get him fired. He's not faithful Mormon enough. Travis told him about the crimes of the church. He could do it. Protect the church. Protect the church. Get him. And so, yeah, the new guy is failing to do his job too. As there's an apparent underage 18 child under the overpass who slept there last night, and no police officer was doing their rounds to check. According to the laws of Utah, that automatically qualifies the teenager as an endangered runaway. Whether he ran away or the parents kicked him out, that's for the police to decide. But nevertheless, in Utah, it could be both. It could be both. And so we've got toxic perfectionism coming up. But this is Trump Eyes 2025 for you. So we'll lead into the toxic perfectionism. As Alma chapter 32, starting in verse 28, tells us we must have the correct belief. If we have a wrong belief, we need to expose it by running the test that it tells us to run to see if the consequences are good or bad, true or false. And thus, as little children, we should be running the test so that when we become adults, we're well underway on knowing what's right from wrong. Church even claims that 8 years old, a child can be taught correctly to know right from wrong if the parents correctly teach them. Apparently in Utah, that is not the case. Toxic perfectionism. And so, if Mormons are offended, it's because you have the wrong belief. See, Mormons are deceived by this church into reading the new cover with a subtitle, Another Testament of Jesus Christ, And then they want you to feel good about it. And now you know the truth. And so, if you were to actually read your Book of Mormon, you'd see that the religion is actually Jewish. And so when you're trying to force Christianity on it, you have to leave all this stuff out. There's so many confusions, contradictions, questions that get brought up. Whoa, where are the plates? Well, the angel took them. He's in another dimension with Q. And the Borg who conquered the Q. Don't they conquer the Q at one point in time? No? I know Q set up Picard to expose them to the Borg. You know, great entertainment, but keep it out of religion. This is the danger. And so, Mormons don't get it. They do not believe the Book of Mormon. You've got the wrong belief of the Book of Mormon. And you're acting just like a Korahor, who you falsely accuse me of being. Beam and Moan, huh? Toxic perfectionism coming up. Dr. Brother Dyer has spent 10 years as a failure working for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, just like my brother Todd. Good job, guys. Good job. So, again, psychologists were brought to America after World War II from Nazi Germany to divide and conquer America, to get revenge for winning World War II. And as a result, we have a false dichotomy political party government. And so you'll often hear in the news bipartisan deals being made, or wanting a bipartisan deal to be made. That's the false dichotomy. Both sides have the wrong belief. Because in case you never read your Constitution of the United States of America, it says we're not supposed to have party government. That's communism. We're not supposed to have it. And no, we're not supposed to have a monarchy to make America Great Britain again. No. No. A constitutional republic is what we're supposed to have. The Constitution is set in stone. That is the law of the land. Article 6 tells all states that you are not to create your own laws that go contrary to the Constitution and the rights guaranteed to all citizens born, not fetus sperm, and naturalized. And yet, we are witnessing the fall of the United States of America, the complete and utter collapse of what became the greatest nation on earth. And the enemy has destroyed it. And we're witnessing that Trump was going to destroy it immediately. That first week, he was all set. He was doing his pattern, physical force, sending the military to the southern border, then gutting programs to cut off financing to prepare the way for the firing of people from their government jobs in fulfillment of 3 Nephi chapter 7, if you have the correct Jewish interpretation belief. And this is what I've been warning you about. Trying to get Mormons. Hello? And instead, Mormons who are all in on MAGA, 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 after MAGA's in, They're going, oh, wait a minute. We're a sanctuary state. What are you doing? We're okay with you going full on MAGA on other people, not us. But yeah, Trump has been ordered to stand down, not by the judges. He knows he can just escalate it to the Supreme Court and get his way again. And he's still doing it in secret anyway. And the deep state Dems are all, Trump is doing it in secret, oh my God, we've never seen this before. You know, like say the first term. It's just, he is just playing the deep state Dem for suckers and losers. And they are just crashing. They're purposely allowing Trump to dominate MAGA Nation. It is an utter failure of the Democrats who betrayed us during Biden's term. In case you've forgotten, when did you lose your rights and privileges, women? Was it under Trump? When you were protesting every year? No. Was it during the Me Too movement during Trump? No. It was under Biden that Roe v. Wade got overthrown, violating the Constitution of the United States of America. Biden betrayed you, and he allowed MAGA to do it. Because he was holding Hunter Biden, they were holding Hunter Biden hostage against him to extort him to do their will. And instead of taking executive action for the insurrection, he caved and got compromised and needed to be removed by the 14th Amendment. And so then, wow, last year, yeah, wow. Time to go to nappy, Grandpa. Here's all your pills. They sabotaged America. And so, in case you've never watched a single video that is now over 8.5K on the 2 channels, because YouTube has a Mormon employee who thinks that he's going to defend the church with cyber terrorism to protect the helpless, defenseless church of Jesus Christ. Because he has the wrong belief. Wrong beliefs lead to incorrect actions, which in his case are criminal. And cyber terrorism is a serious crime. YouTube still will not stop it. And YouTube had the audacity to set it up for the dryer, whatever his name is, video. Toxic perfectionism. Because they did it. They did it. They kept pushing, and sure enough, they only wanted to know my feelings. Bleep you! There's my feelings. For which they would then punish me for my feelings. Those are the wrong feelings. Hilarious. And so, some things we've got coming up. Wednesday, there's going to be the 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum. You know, even though some other stuff were pushed until April 2nd, because Trump is superstitious, just like Martin Harris was, and thus easily conned with rocks and a hat to divert him away from Sidney Rigdon writing the Book of Mormon. But nonetheless, it also backfired because he then stole it. So Senior had to rewrite the 116 pages. And then one town had been given bedtime stories at the tavern by Solomon Spaulding of his books, and they went, wait a minute, Lamanites, Nephites, Lehites, hey, no, that was Solomon Spaulding's. It's amazing the Book of Mormon still was able to get published to warn you of right now. And Mormons still won't believe when they keep pushing it all over the world, saying it's Jesus! Gospel's been restored, not the priesthood anymore. Priesthood hasn't been restored, it's only the gospel. No, Travis, the gospel is also the priesthood, is also the church. We scolded Pullman for that. Had him redo his conference talk. They put it back in. Did I not tell you that? I saw. I went back and checked. They put it back in. But it's the wrong one. Hilarious. So, it's just amazing how the Strengthening Church Members Committee stalks my channel, not just the Mormon YouTube employee who gets ordered by or through the Strengthening Church Members Committee to cyber terrorize me. That they have been following me for years. They know my patterns. That's why the Mormon YouTube employee has, at the beginning of March, done a full-on cyber terrorist attack on me, as I've been reporting for you. Because it's conference countdown. He knows every single year. Every single conference. I do those conference videos. And so he thinks that by shutting me down, that when conference comes and people are now typing in a search for general conference, that it will silence me. No, it never does. Never does. And so yes, I am not concerned about the low views they're getting along with the other videos, because I know very well that once conference comes and people start typing in general conference, there's my videos. Oh, they magically appear. And you're going to have Mormons who think that is my only video that I've done and that I just barely put it out. They will not check when it was released. And then they'll send me a hate comment and a death threat, thumbs down, and a false testimonial. The church is true. Jesus is going to murder you, Travis. He's going to murder you. You're the Antichrist. All because of toxic perfectionism. I'm not even a PhD, nor a PhD in his field. And I'm smarter than him because I have the Book of Mormon. He had the Book of Mormon, and he's dumb. It's just so pathetic. Dear God, what is wrong with Mormons? Your Book of Mormon, believe it. Ooh, there's a good title. Book of Mormon, believe it. Believe it. But I gotta put toxic perfectionism in that video somehow. So the deep state Dems are finally catching on. Finally. That we're still in the coup. That it hasn't stopped. Ding, 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 we have a winner. Oh, but you missed the bell. Dear God, I've been trying to warn even the brand new Trump administration, like I tried to talk to the dispatch lady. The new police chief is failing his job that Sister Mendenhall put him in for. You know, I would think that endangered would be sufficient enough to get the cops out there. And instead, she was like, well, does he look like he's endangered? Yes, he looks like a teen. An underage teen. The very definition of endangered. Dear God. So yeah, like I told you, it wasn't because of the homeless that he was fired by Sister Mendenhall, Sister Homewrecker Mendenhall. There was another reason. And so, Homeland Security is now requiring polygraphs of their employees. Fox News has been reporting on this, that there have been leaks warning the illegal terrorists in America, not the state of Utah. I mean, seriously, guys, what does it take? It's a whole sanctuary state. Get 'em. You know, yes, I know, Oaks is the puppet master. He got leaked. Sister Jessica, so cool. Get her to Zion and we can provide her with all the Swedish fish she can eat. Because we got the recipe now. We got the recipe. But, I mean, seriously. Yeah, Musk demanding that federal agents provide what they're doing during the week, how many women they've impregnated, how many. Dear God. Musk, he's a Mormon. Who knew? A faithful Mormon, more faithful than Mormons, who've been ordered by Nelson through the temple covenant path, which she keeps ordering you. Keep your covenant paths. And Mormons won't do it. They'll attack me, but they won't do it. They won't be obedient. You're supposed to be a polygamist now. The law of chastity. Hello? I'm not a member anymore, even though I still have a membership, but I'm a Korahor in your eyes, and even I know you're supposed to be a polygamist. I do the clips for you, do the picture memes, and you go, ooh, Travis, leave us alone, religious freedom. I'm just trying to get you to be obedient, just like Desnat. Good return Mormon missionaries, not terrorists, no. Not Neo-Danites, no. And so, yeah, this is a problem I'm witnessing that is permeated our culture now, is that you've got people who don't care for warning voices. They want to do whatever they want to do, and they don't care about the warnings. Even though local news here in Utah always has to give us warnings. You know, gangbang shootout in downtown Salt Lake this last night. The police are urging all citizens to behave. We've got a study from BYU on how to behave. Follow the prophets. for everything. Oh my God. Beliefs, people. Get the right beliefs, otherwise comedy will ensue and you'll be humiliated, if not locked up in prison. Oh dear God. And so yeah, there's a Utah woman who thought, hey, this sounds like a good time to go across the Mexican border. Oh my God! Talk about your disconnect from reality. And so she's dead. Or at least wounded severely, as the vehicle is completely mangled. And in Mexico, you do not want to have that happen to you. Even with the new president of Mexico. I mean, seriously, what makes people think that they're going to be immune from collateral damage? I mean, they even told you there's going to be collateral damage. Oh, let's go! But not only that, in Utah, without fail, you get these skiers who get fresh powder. Yeah! Whoa! Let's go kill ourselves with an avalanche. All of these death-defying stunts by people who don't give a damn about their life. They want the thrill of a lifetime, and if they die, that'll be worth it. And yet, the news is covering the grieving families of those who they thought they loved. They didn't love you. They were wanting to commit suicide. You didn't see the behavioral problems. The toxic perfectionism. Everybody knows. Even professional skiers know you need to take precautions. You need to know your safety guidelines. You need to stay away, even though it's going to be awesome powder, to know where the danger signs are. And yet these guys, they just don't care. They're dead. And now other people are mourning they're gone. Because everybody thinks they can do whatever they want and not suffer the consequences. Despite the danger, despite the warnings behind, despite all of the safety regulations that they're supposed to be taught, they just don't give a damn. They're suicidal. Thrill-seeking suicidalists. And the news ain't covering that part of it. Despite all the other psycho, toxic perfectionism. Dr. Dreyer, Brother Dreyer, is the toxic perfectionist. And he's a loser! Because he denies the Book of Mormon. Because Korihor is a psychologist. He says, frenzied mind. Hello, psychologist. The Book of Mormon was warning you about family services. BYU. You never learn. You missed it. And we also have a new governor for the 51st state of Canada. It's never going to get old, eh? Oh my God. Yeah, Trudeau's out, new guy is put in, and he's saying, Canada is not for sale. Yeah, that'll show you until Trump then threatens you. And then the other mayor of Canada is going to shut off the power grid to Upper East Coast of America. See, Trump, you should have done it all at once, immediately. This delay is causing problems. Trump, Trump, Trump. And so, the biggest of all the scandals over the weekend is there's price fixing of eggs. Because not every egg producing factory is having a bird flu problem. It's only in certain things, and it's a pretty big deal because they're a major egg producer. But not everybody is experiencing bird flu. And so I remember here in Utah where Walmart begins offering gas stations. And because they're Walmart, if you know the history of Walmart, they were a threat to small businesses because they're able to price adjust the products to lure people in away from the small businesses, which have to price their products higher because they're not a mixed, well, it's not a mixed, it sort of is a mixed, because it's a middleman economic system, because they're a go-between marketplace, because they purchase the goods from the different stores, and so that way they're able to then adjust the prices to raise other prices to compensate for the dropping of prices for other items. And so it's not capitalism, in case anybody's confused. And so with the gasoline, it was happening again. They were able to raise the other price items to compensate to lower gas prices in Utah. And it was so low that other gas stations were being threatened to have to close down because their little 7-Elevens or Mavericks were not able to compensate because they were already overpriced in the first place to try to compensate to keep the gas as low as possible. And so they filed a lawsuit against Walmart, and the judge violated the United States Constitution to say that you have to price fix the price of gasoline, so that in every town it can't be more than a few cents difference per gallon. And thus why we have it as it is. All the gas stations all have the same level of gas prices because of this. This is anti-capitalism. This is more in the realm of communism. And so, yeah, technically, under real capitalism, you're not supposed to have a Walmart in the first place. But that competition of price is supposed to help regulate the economy to benefit the people. Because the people then get to choose which products they want to purchase. And if businesses want to survive, they have to appeal to the customers to provide them with good quality products at the lowest price possible that is competitive, if not better, than their competitors. And so, yes, you get other problems where companies will sabotage the other companies, like giving their chickens bird flu, so that their eggs will be the only ones purchased. But in this particular case, those companies that don't have bird flu are fixing the price of their eggs to the other companies that do have bird flu. It's price gouging. They're taking advantage of American people because of this. That's what the price fixing is that's going on. See, right now, these other companies that sell eggs and don't have bird flu, this is a perfect opportunity for them to come in and sell eggs at the normal price for their business and be able to get more business because the other companies are hurt right now. As long as they didn't sabotage those other companies, they'll be legally fine. But, and this is what nobody gets about what Trump is doing in his little head of his, is that he wants American companies in America. He wants foreign companies out. He doesn't want other nations to be making money off of Americans. And so he's forcing these tariffs to the extremes for that end goal, so that Canada becomes their own dependent economy, that they're not dependent on American products, even though Trump is okay with selling American products to other countries too. But that's a consequence, and businesses can, bleep you. And so instead of wanting good relationships and trade and all that stuff, Trump was saying, no, we're going to do it all ourselves in America. And we can, if we're united. We're not. And there's where the problem is. And so, yeah, this would be an opportunity for new egg companies to rise up to help fill the gap during the bird flu time. But nope. See, that's where capitalism would have fixed the problem. There is a demand, it increased with bird flu, and so you get other businesses started up to compensate for the demand, to provide a supply. Real simple stuff. But instead, businesses are like, oh, woe is us, give us federal free money. To bypass capitalism and conform and comply to socialist economics. And so, yeah, that's what happened during the housing crash and the automaker failure, is they all went to the government and said, bail us out. That's not capitalism. Not capitalism. And so, yes, we the people are suffering, as Democrats don't care. They want to show that Trump is the bad guy in all of this. He needs to stop these tariffs immediately. And the companies likewise. Stop these tariffs immediately. We need government bailouts. People are resisting being American, selling American in America. That's what Trump is running into the wall of. And he's hesitating as a result. But still pushing forward, just slower than previously. As Wednesday will start the steel and aluminum tariffs. And so, universities now have protesters of demanding terrorism be supreme around the world. And the Columbia University, yet again, is under conflict with terrorists protesting the demand for Israel to be exterminated from the river to the sea. And so finally ICE arrested an illegal Pakistani. I have Palestinian written down. Could be Palestinian. Maybe it's Pakistani. I'd have to check again. But Islamist. And thus, as an Islamist, he's a terrorist. It's got the wrong belief system, and therefore he acted out with a terrorist threat, demanding the extermination of Jews in Israel. That they get out of their land, which is not their land, it's Israel's land. They were there first, and then big bad Babylon, the whore, captured them and kidnapped them and stole them, held them hostage in Ur of Babylon. Yes, that's Islam. Because when Persia came in and kicked their butt, survivors fled into Saudi Arabia. And so then after Christianity and their great abomination, then you get Muhammad, who forms Islam there in Saudi Arabia, and then does the scorched earth conversion mission. Join us or die, and we're going to burn your village anyway. Rape the women, put them in a harem. Oh, she's only 8 years old? That's okay. We'll wait until she's old enough to bleed. Yeah, religious freedom, huh? You notice the church is not dealing with Jews anymore? Only Islamists and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, fundamentalist, extremist evangelicals. And so women, after Roe v. Wade got overturned, there are states that have been denying you life, liberty, and property, threatening to murder you, and in many cases murdering you. But you notice how now that Trump is in, that more states are not demanding abortions? You know, you had Pam Bondi, who dropped the lawsuit against Idaho to kick out the OBGYNs. But for the most part, everybody's backed off on pushing for banning abortions in the states. You notice that? See, under Biden, yeah, it was a full-on push. They got Roe v. Wade overturned. But now under Trump, we're not hearing anything. Yeah, it's because they're working on a national abortion ban. They're just waiting until you're fully distracted, and then all of a sudden, boom, here it is, your rights are gone. So that there won't be time for complaining and lawsuits, etc., because it'll be made law. And so it'll be forced to go up to the Supreme Court, where they know they will win. It's coming. Alrighty? And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Trump Ice 2025 news for the weekend. Because there really wasn't anything on Saturday and Sunday. Trump was taking vacation time, dreaming about Trump Gaza. I mean, seriously, Islamists are terrorists, and yet they think that peaceful protesting is going to work? We just had Sunday in memoriam for Bloody Sunday here in America, in Alabama, was it? Protesting does not cause change. Police and government brutality causes the change when it's innocent people. And so, I remember doing the video over the weekend about the Antichrist, talking to you about that. And then I went and saw a Christian complete Antichrist timeline. Just hilarious. Dear God. See, because he has to force people to fit, which means he has to bully and accuse someone of being the Antichrist. And it depends on whether he's MAGA or a deep state Dem as to who's the Antichrist. It's Obama if he's MAGA. And Biden now. And Hillary. They're all Antichrist. Oh, hilarious. See, they don't have the dash in the system. So it only has 2 anti, and both of them are Antichrist, but it's both from the Book of Mormon. I need the one from the Bible. Antichrist. There we go. 5. And they're all in 1 John. Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. Really? I thought this is the last time. The last time was during the Roman period time? He is Antichrist that denieth the Father and the Son. Which interpretation again, Mormons? Christian or Jewish? Because you're thinking non-Trinitarian. Christians are going Trinitarian. You're both wrong. Jewish. A Jewish author wrote 1 John, you dumbasses. And then, yeah, they're all in. Okay, so they don't have a dash for the Bible. And then another one in 1 John. And every spirit that confesseth not that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh, as neither Trinity or non-Trinitarian, Jewish, is not of God. And this is that spirit of Antichrist. So who's the Antichrist, Mormons? Who? And 2 John has one. For many deceivers are entered into the world who confess not that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an Antichrist. See? Human. The reason why they name him Jesus is because of Isaiah. Isaiah has prophecies. Isaiah is Jesus. That's the name. It's just reversed. Instead of Yahshua of Jesus, it's Shua Yah of Isaiah. It's the same name. They just switch it around. And so Jesus is the character who fulfills the Isaiah prophecies, but is a prophecy of the future Jewish Christ, who comes in the flesh as a mortal human being, not Trinity, not non-Trinitarian. They are not flesh people. Real simple. Alright, we're done. And then we'll get to toxic perfection.